Hello everyone, welcome back to another Watchin. Today we're going to take a look at a watch I've had for a little over a year. I actually bought this on one of Aragon's sales. If you haven't checked out Aragon and subscribed to their newsletter, their mail letter, I recommend you do because they have some crazy good deals. Before we get to that, we'll do a quick wrist check and you'll see that I'm still wearing that ballast Trafalgar Tireless. Man, I take this thing off for one day and the next day it's back on. I love this piece. I need to do a follow-up review on it, but I love it. That's about all you need to know about it. I do have a discount code for Ballast. I also have discount codes for Aviate and Spinnaker. So check in the notes below if you want to click through and save some money. There are some discount codes for you. Now, I don't have a discount code for Aragon. I wish I did. But like I said, sign up for their newsletter and save yourself some money. You know, the sad part was when I opened this one up, when I opened the box up for this, I actually keep all my watches in a 60 slot case. So I saw that there was a coupon in here and I was kind of bummed myself out a little bit because I didn't use the coupon. Could have saved $10. But we're going to take a look at this. This is the Aragon Evo Skeleton. Now, this one is a bit of a beast. It is 45 millimeters. It's got a stainless case. This thing is 17 millimeters thick. It is very thick. Now, the case itself, I believe, is kind of a standard Divemaster case, but the bezel here is that super cool geared looking bezel. And this bezel is thicker than the standard Divemaster bezels that I have, which gives that dial a little bit more depth to it. You see we have a logo on the crown. We do have a signed buckle. Now this, unfortunately, the buckle is just kind of a fold over with that safety release. Another deviation from the standard Divemaster is the bracelet is a little bit different design. And instead of, I believe two of my Divemasters are running like NH35s. This one's actually running a Seiko NH38 movement, which is very similar. But the NH38 in a lot of watches is used to showcase the open heart. Like the NH35, it beats at 21,600 vibrations per hour. It has a 41-hour power reserve. This watch does have a display case back, so you can see the back of the movement there. Now, I like the crazy color on this, and that is one thing Aragon, I think, has some really, really beautiful colors, some unique colors, different colors that you've never seen before. One thing that bums me out a little bit on this one, so you have the NH38 movement, which is kind of about the open heart, and the design of the dial covers up a lot of what's going on in the open heart. You know, I like to see it beating away. The next thing is the rest of the movement itself is a pretty flat, not a lot going on. Now, this design on this dial, I think, would have suited itself better to like a full skeletonized movement, so you could see a little bit more. Or it would have been cool if Aragon actually maybe like blacked out just that section of the movement to change that dial and give it something a little bit more, because you see a lot of just plain through there. Now, the dial itself, I think, is really cool. And I like the way the indices are pushed down into the side. You know, gives it a lot of depth. I like that there's a little chrome ring around the indices. I do like that red second hand. That is a very small, very thin second hand, just super clean. We do have a unidirectional rotating bezel. On all my Aragons, I think the bezel action is really crisp. There's not a lot of slop in it. And it's also not overly hard to turn, you know. I mean, it's tight, but not like you have to super wrench on it. Throw it on my roughly 7-inch wrist right now. Take a look at it. Now, like I said, this one is a bit of a beast. They also have this watch in a 50 millimeter. Aragon is big. If you like big watches, there's plenty to like on Aragon. This one is super thick. I think it's actually thicker than I had anticipated, and 45 millimeters is kind of stretching it for me. It is a bit heavy, but I like the look. It is a unique looking watch. Now, to fit this one on my roughly 7-inch wrist, I did have to I removed 4 links, and I actually did use the micro adjustments here, and I am on the furthest one in. So there's a little bit of room on this one if you have a bigger wrist. We are going to go dark real quick and take a look at the Loom. Here we are in the dark, and you can see the Loom is already going pretty well. All of my Aragons have really solid Loom. We have Loom on the bezel, and we're going to hit it with my black light and see how bright we can get it. Now, of all my Aragons, the one with the best Loom is my Divemaster 9100 that has the full face Loom. But I mean, look, the Loom is bright enough that you can actually see part of the open heart. Really cool. Back in the light to finish my thoughts up on this Divemaster. I like the bezel. I like the Loom. I do like the dial design. I just wish there's a little something. It could be taken over the top pretty easy. Now, the best part about this watch, and a lot of Aragon watches, their price points are awesome for what you get. I got this one on sale for $89.88, plus the shipping and handling, but I never include that into the price of the watch. So I got this for a whopping $89, $90. That is a lot of watch for $90. And that's how I feel about all of the Aragons I've received. If you're into large watches and you're not looking at Aragon, I think you're missing out. Let me know what you guys think of this one in the comments below. As always, guys, thanks for watching.